most of you know I started something in the Discord called Tips and Advice. So I've asked you guys to post in there and give a tip or advice that I can then bring onto the stream and share. I want to highlight Jay Lito. I don't know if you're in here, Jay Lito, but a couple weeks ago, he posted a tip in the Tips and Advice. Hey DECAP, I appreciate that you're willing to connect with your fans. For context, I started watching your channel after starting music production a few months ago. I've been using FL Studio, recently dropped Ableton Lite because it's too limiting. I only have one question that I wanted to ask you because I greatly respect you as a person and as a producer. I don't know if you'll ever see this, but here it goes. So this isn't really tips and advice. This was him asking a question so I could give a tip or advice. What is one thing or things I can do every day to improve at music? I've talked about this before. Any of you who are new to making music or are hitting a wall or not knowing where to take it next, I want to give you guys some tips for how you can improve. That's what Jay Lito was asking for. One thing I talk about frequently is a lot of people may have had some success making music and made some stuff that's dope, but when they try to do it again, they can't match that moment of dopeness. And they're kind of stuck, not feeling inspired, maybe feeling in a rut with music. I hear a lot of people talking about that. One tip I give that completely will change that state of mind is to make a track every day. So literally open Ableton, open FL Studio, open Logic, open Reason, open Pro Tools, whatever you use, Bitwig, make a new beat every single day. What happens when you haven't been making dope stuff consistently and maybe you have a story in your head that, you know, you're not in the zone or you're not feeling it? What happens when you make a track every day is at first, you might just stare at your DAW and not know what to do. What you want to do is push through that just by putting something down. Maybe just grabbing some samples off a splice and putting them together. Anyone can do that. Maybe getting some sounds from Drums That Knock, throwing it in the DAW, adding something to it and calling it a day. As you do that, at first, you're not going to be making the stuff you want to make. You're not going to be feeling it. It's not going to be that dope. But as you continue just making ideas and mixing it down, what's going to happen is you're going to get all that stuff that's inside of you out of you and into your DAW. You're going to mix it down, and then eventually, you're going to be in the flow. You're going to be in the mind state that I can make anything I want. I'm in that vibe. I'm in that flow. I'm feeling it. As you keep going with it, you're going to surprise yourself. You're going to go from not knowing what to do and what to make to realizing creativity is infinite. I can make tons of ideas. Make it, mix it down, move on. That's 3 M's. Make it, mix it down, move on. Let's call this the 3 M's technique. Make it, mix it down, and move on. I just invented that right here, y'all. It's the food technique. MMM. Make it, mix it down, and move on. Make it. Make one beat every single day. Don't judge it. 2, mix it down. Don't even listen to it unless you love it and want to. 3, move on. Next day, next beat. Make it, mix it down, move on. I like that. That's the triple M technique. That is one way you can get out of beat block, one way you can improve your music consistently. Make music every day. It sounds simple, but the way you improve is making music every day. If you don't make music every day, there might be a tendency to feel overwhelmed, like, oh, I don't know where to start. Some people tell me as soon as they open their DAW, they don't know what to do, or they judge everything they do, and they can't make exactly what they want to make. Well, you have to make music every day. It's like a muscle. It's like training. You have to be in that practice. Another thing you can do is listen to new music consistently. So like I was on Spotify last Friday. That's how I heard that Anderson and Bruno Mars song. If I didn't listen to new music every week, I wouldn't have the ability to hear what's happening currently. So listening to new music every week can help to inspire you to get out of your rut or to improve at your craft. Another thing, and I've heard some of you guys in my Discord talking about this, be brave, release your music. When you make something, even if you're afraid to release it, afraid of judgment, afraid of what people are going to say, just put it out there. Put the music out there. Let the people decide. Make the music, release the music. You know, one thing you guys could try doing is make a new song every single day. Make a new beat every single day. Pick your favorite one of that month and put it out. Drop it as a single. Release your music. Another thing, take risks. You know, we can get really comfortable making one style of music that we're really comfortable with and sticking with that. For example, you know, a lot of people know me for super hard hitting, trap, club, or like wonky type shit. This album I'm working on is very different from that. There's a lot of boom bap. There's a lot of soul music. There's a lot of live instruments. It's very melodic, calming, and meditative. Some of the tracks are very soulful. Very different for what I'm used to putting out. Step outside the box, try something new. If you start to make a name for yourself in music, you could think, oh, I can't switch up my style because people know me for this one thing. Forget that. There's no limitations. Try something new, try something different. Of course, some people are gonna be like, nah, that ain't it, because they're used to the old thing. But the only way you can evolve is by trying new things, in my opinion. So try new things, take risks, step outside of your comfort zone, step outside of what is comfortable and familiar. Try something new, get outside of that range that you're used to. Why not? Try making some soul. Try making a genre that you're not comfortable with or you think that you're not proficient in. Try to make something that is way out of your comfort zone. Just try it. The resources are available. You can use samples. If you can't play keys, you can use chord plugins and things like that. So many things you can do. You could work with live musicians. You know, and another thing, we have YouTube. Jump on YouTube. Jump on a Twitch stream like my stream or other streamers. See what techniques people are using. Like, I give new techniques multiple times on the stream. Lots of food for thought, lots of practical Ableton techniques. See what other people are using and incorporate those ideas into your production. Start to track and log these techniques. Like, I have all the techniques that I use up on YouTube. So follow my YouTube channel and like the videos of techniques where you learn something. And then you can incorporate those techniques back into your production and look at your likes from all the YouTubers you follow and try incorporating those techniques into your music. So that's another thing you can do. And this is controversial. Some people might disagree with this, but if you hear someone doing a technique that you like, copy it. Literally sit down and reverse engineer how they did it. Copy it. Copy that technique. Copy it exactly if you want. Who cares? Now, once you copy it, the goal is not to be a copycat and copy that producer, but copy what they did so you can learn what they did and then incorporate it into your own style, into your own flow. We don't need more copycats. We need more original thinkers, but original thinking comes as a result of learning. Sometimes you can learn through copying, learn through osmosis, and then flip it into your own style, into your own sound, into your own vibe. Those are some of my recommendations to how to get better at music, how to get out of beat block, how to stay productive with music. I hope that's helpful.